Boom. Bam. Alakazap. What's up, everybody? This is the Spaceman. You're watching Spaceman Reviews with your host. Well, hell, at this point, it's safe to assume it's going to be this guy. Oh, shit. We got a crazy video for you today. It's basically why comic books suck. Pretty much directed towards Superman, DC Comics. Once again, is complaining because the comic books sales are falling, dwindling. But we're going to take a look at some of the problems with Superman. But first, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Don't miss any more videos. We know at the Book of Boba Fett, man. We know about the Book of Boba Fett. And, yeah. I mean, they really squeezed Boba Fett in this one. Teaming him up with the Power Rangers. I mean, what's next? I mean, it's not like they're going to make him a fucking Tickle Me Elmo, right? I mean, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you. Fuck you to hell. Unfucking believable. So, we're going to get this video started with some crazy stuff. So let's just jump into it. We're just going to jump into it. We're not even going to think about it. We're not even going to think about it. Look what I found on Twitter. Yes, what we have here. And ladies and gentlemen, please do not be this guy. This guy's on an airplane, and he's putting on his, he's already has two masks on his face, but it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. So let's zoom in here, huh? We don't need the volume. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my COVID. Too sexy for my vaccine scenes. Too sexy for my masks. Too sexy for the virus. Too sexy for the pandemic. I mean, what? He has got like 9 fucking masks on his face. Look at that. Unbelievable. Look, one mask, you know, I mean, people, you negotiate the pandemic any way you wish. I think this guy's overdoing it. I think this guy is fully vaccinated. I think he's got all the boosters up his ass. I think he's flying to Israel to get 10 more jabs up his ass. You know, Israel loves the pandemic and the vaccines. And I think this guy loves it too. He loves it. He loves it. On the catwalk. On the catwalk. If you want to dance for an hour, that's okay now. If you like get masks, to go ahead now. And if you like vaccines up your ass, well, that's okay now. Woo! Yeah, yeah. Woody bitty boo, woody bitty boo. Or. Wreck your car. Or you watch out as Arnold Schwarzenegger hurdles his fucking Cyber9 Systems model T9000 Super Bronco all over the highway, smashing up fucking cars. Yep. Yeah. In other words, all this fucked up Austrian shit that he's squibbling out. He didn't see the Prius. It was so small. It's like a lion stepping on a mouse. Yeah, he just fucking hurled that thing. Oh yes. I wonder why we hate fucking comic books, people. Wonder why we hate comic books? Well, I'll tell you why. Here's one of the examples, and we're going to get to Superman just a second. Thor's Hammer Mjolnir just made Marvel history as the new... Oh, spoiler. I don't know, people. I don't know. Can they spoil anything at this point? I mean, really. We all know if you're going to shit on masculinity, Oh no, you want to wreck modern civilization. You got to take it from the top. That means you got to turn pop culture and wreck it, which means you got to take the Mondo Sismos of comic books and movies, and you got to deface them. You got to degrade them. Well, this time they didn't go after Thor. This time they went after, that's right, his hammer. Oh, it's really fucking stupid. It's really stupid. His Mjolnir is a woman. Yes, it's not Electro. It says, I am Mjolnir. Oh, yes, yes. You know, it's not the bourbon people. It's not the Jack Daniels guys. It's not the weed you're smoking. No, they decided it was a great idea on the Marvel end. Let's fuck up Thor even more. The real power behind Thor is going to be, well, it's a woman. It's a woman, right? We got to figure that out. I thought that Captain Marvel is now has the powers of Electro, but no, this is the hammer is a bitch. It's a woman. Well, that's not bad, is it? Well, of course it is. Of course it is. You know, they look at China's birth rates are the lowest that China's ever had, and it's going to get worse. But if you look over here with abortions and millions of babies being massacred through abortions every year, you look at how low the birth rates are actually getting in this country. Well, it's because maybe the guys are getting a little confused by their parents, and especially by pop culture. That's right. When you degrade the men, and now you're degrading the guy's hammer. It's a woman. Well, they just don't go after just any guy in pop culture, people. If you want to take the bull by the horns and conquer masculinity by defacing masculinity, by destroying, you want to destroy masculinity, you got to go after number one pop culture icon. Who other than Superman? That's right. Well, this one here is John Kent's Superman. Yeah, you make him gay. It doesn't matter. You got the outfit on. You make him gay. You make him gay as hell. So, well, Spaceman, this is John Kent, so he can. It's fine that he can come out as gender a queer binary, and it's totally fine. We need this to happen. No, don't need any of it. Don't need any of it. And it doesn't stop there. Doesn't stop there. But they took away Superman's powers. They slapped him in a Russian gulag, beat this guy, raped him right in front of his old Russian nemesis general. He had no powers. This guy's getting railed like Ving Rhames in Pulp Fiction. Why he has to look at the evil Russian general in the eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Or how about when they really just started off with all this, Superman no longer fights for the American way. So then they wonder why the comic book sales aren't gone. And this is by Comic Book News. It says fans reject woke Superman. DC Comics sales terrifying. I don't really think they care. You know, when you go in to do shit like this, you gotta know that people aren't gonna buy it. You know, let me tell you something. It wasn't the Avengers that started all this nonsense. It wasn't Spider-Man. It wasn't Batman. It was Action Comics #1. Now, yeah, Hence that it is a reprint. It is a old reprint, and this is the closest Spaceman will ever get to owning the actual #1 Action Comics. Right here. You don't get to Spider-Man. You don't get to Fantastic Four. You don't even get to one of my most favorites, The Incredible Hulk, without this. Action Comics. This is where it starts, people. Right there. Right there. Now, I know you lefties out there think you know everything about comics. Well, Spaceman, technically, cave drawings were the first actual comic books. No, they were cave drawings. They were cave drawings. This is why most of us that still love comics, this is why we go back and we collect the old comics, because there's nothing here today. So let's take a look at this. Fans are rejecting woke Superman in droves as it is learned DC Comics sales are in the gutter and described as terrifying. Interestingly enough, the news follows DC Comics' big announcement of the death of the Justice League. Well, you know what? If you're not going to do positive things, hell, at this point, just kill Superman. I think it would be easier. Better to see him die on his feet than see him live his life in comics on his knees. Which is the event that will no doubt increase sales, but similar. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. They're counting on, because anytime when you do a death in the comic book realm, now if this was like 20, 30 years ago, probably would be really huge. Death of Captain Marvel back in the early 80s was pretty huge. Look what it turned out right now, right? The fastest ever. Which means, okay. But similar to comparable events is usually a shot in the arm for short-term gains. The numbers are DC Comics are terrifying, states the title of YouTuber's video, which is backed up by the industry veteran Ethan Van Sciver. Yes, check him out on YouTube. Even Perch has come around to agreeing with me. Good God, my friends, this is terrible news. Mainstream comic book industry but the industry doesn't love us. See, I mean, they took something simple. They fucked up Superman. They fucked up Star Wars. They fucked up Boba Fett. I mean, they made this guy. Look what they did. Look what they did. Look what they fucking did to Boba Fett. They made Boba Fett a squishy. They made him a fucking squishy. They made him a squishy. Now, here he is. There he is, people. There is Tickle Me Boba Fett. Put on his fucking jetpack. Repeats what you say. Rocket launches. Oh, yes. And you can buddy and pal with him. You can cuddle up with him. With him and fucking Elbow and the Cookie Monster. Oh, yes. And they wonder why. They wonder why the sales suck. It isn't just the comics. What really shatters me with all of this is that a lot of my good comic shops end up closing down. And, you know, it's like these guys, they didn't really get into the business so much as for the money. They want to be their own boss and being around something that they grew up with. I mean, that is like the ultimate, high, to go into a job that is yours, your business, and you get to bat the shit with the customers all day about comic books and everything. I mean, but you can't do that no more because the industry turned on its #1 customers. And now the customers are gone, the sales are plummeting, and comic book retailers are forced to end up going out of business. All because of this nonsense. It is completely screwed up. It's not fair. You don't make Thor's hammer into a woman. It's a hammer. He forged it from a dying star. Now they have to make it a fucking woman. Unbelievable. They have to make him gay. They have to get him jail raped when he drops the soap. Take away his patriotism for his country, for in America, and what you get is a collapsing industry. And it's all done by design because they want to break masculinity. They want you in the end. They want you in the end to be this guy. By listening to this guy. Yes. And then they want to complain because the sales are low. I have to worry about the sales ever coming back. Once the fans have been kicked to the curb, they ain't coming back. Once you do this shit to the characters, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. Who cares about the death of Justice League? Because the way I see it, people, the way I see it, they already died. The minute they started pushing all this woke nonsense, they're already dead. They're already dead. Anyway, people, that's the video. If you want to be kept updated on what's going on in pop culture in this country, around the world, I mean, manga at this point has no problem taking the customers and giving the customers what they want. But comic book industry, whether it be Marvel or independent comics or DC comics, it's all in the gutter. They took two of the biggest franchises on the planet between Star Wars and Star Trek and turned it into one big diversity, inclusivity mess, and it's never coming back. You can't save it. And this keeps going on. The whole comic book industry is going in the dirt. Anyway, be safe, stay safe, and I will catch all you beautiful people on the next video. Subscribe. Good night. Whoa! I'm too sexy for my